Maya project folders are a way for the program to set up a file structure and organize all of the assets that you will be using for your scene, such as your scenes, images, textures, and things like that. It is a way for the program to always have a way to target all of those assets. For example, if you have a texture on an object, you put those textures in a dedicated folder, and every time you open up the scene, the Maya will know where to find that texture. I'm going to go into my computer here and show you a project folder that I already have set up. I have my project folder set in my C, and I've made a folder here called Projects. And in that Projects folder, I have all of my project folders in here. And I'm going to open one up here to show you what it looks like. And what Maya will do will automatically create these folders, clips, fur, images, mail scripts, things like that. Let's open up the scene folder, and this is where all of your Maya scene files live. And if we were to go back and open up source images are where all of the textures and image textures will live. So let's go back and let's open up Maya, and I'm going to show you how to set up a project folder. Now, if you were to open up Maya for the very first time, you've never set up a project folder, and you were to go and open up a scene, it's going to default to the Maya preference folders. Let me show you where those Maya preference folders live. They live on your C drive, users, your name, documents, and in there will be all of your programs that you are running. This is Maya, and this will be the version of Maya that you'll be running, and you'll see a project folder that is automatically generated, and that has a default project folder. You don't really want to work from this project folder because you're most likely going to be working on multiple projects and be working with other people. So their target for their project folders are going to be different than yours because they're going to have a different name and whatnot. So what I suggest everybody to do is to make a projects folder in the C drive, on the top of the C drive there. So if you were to go ahead and just do that right now, just create a folder, call it projects. So let's go back to Maya, and I'm going to create a project folder. Let's go to File, Projects, New. And this is going to bring up a window to create your project folders. Notice that the location is where I just took you. It's in the preference folders. It's in the users, my name, documents, Maya folder, that Maya project folder. It's just going to default to that. And you're going to want to target it to another location that I just showed you. So you're going to go to my computer, C drive, projects, and just make sure that your projects folder are always going to go to that projects folder. And from now on, it'll probably always target that. And you press open. This will give you this window here, which is your new projects window, and you're going to want to name your project whatever it is. Let's call it something real clever and intriguing, like project underscore X. Project X. This is a very secret project here. And then in these spaces here, these are all of the folders that are that Maya can generate to make project folders or folders for the file folders to use at its disposal. And there's a whole bunch of them there. I'm just going to say use defaults, and that's just going to assign a folder to all of these, and all of them are not going to show up, and if there are some that you don't need, you can always delete them later, but I just like to use the defaults folder here, and then press accept. And there you have it. So let's go back and just check and see what has happened. If I go into C, Projects, Project X, And there is my project folder all set up. Now there's all of these extra folders that you don't know or you're not really going to need. You can definitely go in there and just delete them out. It really doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt anything if you do that, and it cleans things up. The folders that are going to be most useful are the scenes, source images, possibly clips, maybe particles if you're doing effects, render data, and whatnot. So I just got rid of all of those kind of extraneous folders in there, and we don't really have to use them. Here's another one I don't think we really need. And you can also add extra folders also. It doesn't hurt if there's something like, sometimes I like to use I like to combine Flash with Maya, so I'd like to have a folder called Flash, and I can put some assets and images in there as well and keep things organized into one project folder. Now, if you were to go back into Maya, and if you were to go and open the scene, it's going to open up to the scenes in that Project X folder, like so, because we just created that folder. Now it's going to default to that project folder. If for some reason you were working on multiple projects, you could change what project you're working on by going to File, Project, Set. And it's going to bring me to that projects folder, and see there's our Project X folder that we just created, but I'm going to target it to a new folder here. I'm just going to randomly pick that one and go Set. Now when I go to Open Scene, it's going to open up that Scenes folder where all those files were in there that I just showed you a couple of minutes ago. But we're going to cancel out of that, and we're going to go and we're just going to Project Set back to that Project X folder. And now all of the assets that I build or anything that I do in Maya is going to be targeted to that project folder. For example, if I were to go and create a scene, let's just create a simple scene here. Oh, go away. And I'm going to make a ball. Let's focus in on the ball. And let's give it another color just for kicks here. Let's make it a red ball, like so. And then I'm going to save this scene. Let's go Save Scene As. And it's going to go to my Project X scene folder. I'm going to give it a clever name like Ball 1. Save As. And now that ball file folder that I just created is going to be in the Project Scenes folder, like so.